We have on October 24th, our second annual movie MASH in partnership with the city of Texarkana, Texas. We're gonna have the beautiful film Coco showing at 1 o'clock and 3:30 with costumes encouraged for your little ones. And all tickets are $5 per showing. So there will be social distancing in place, masks are required, and we will have additional staff on site to attend to all cleaning and follow-up needs during and between the performances. Then that night, there is at 7 o'clock, The Shining. So some great Halloween films, fall films coming up here for the family and for the adults. At this time, we don't have a community sponsor for that event. So if your business is looking for any kind of public support and promotion and marketing, we encourage you to contact us on that. Our number is 903-792-8681, and I will put that over in our chat when I'm done. We are still looking for sponsorship support on that. We are a nonprofit, so often we are looking to break even, but we definitely don't want to be losing, especially in this COVID time. So your support would be greatly appreciated and really benefit our community. And then in November, we have a Pink Floyd Laser Spectacular. It was scheduled in July, and we had to cancel due to COVID numbers rising, but it is rescheduled for November, the Saturday before Thanksgiving. So look at that. We do not have online ticketing at this time because of the social distancing in place. So all sales have to be done by phone or in person through our box office. And then in December, we have our third annual Pro Theater Holiday Traditions, another partnership with the city of Texarkana, Texas. And this year we are going Frozen. So we have Olaf's, well, I can't remember the name of the short, but Olaf's little short at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. will be the intro for the 10:30 showing of Frozen 1, and then a 2:30 showing of Frozen 2. And in between these movies, we have a wonderful little street fair with the kiddos. So we encourage the family to come out during the day. And then in the evening, we have our classic film, It's a Wonderful Life, at 7 p.m. Again, we're still looking for additional sponsorship on this community event, and welcome your businesses to come and talk with us about how we can customize the promotion on either one of those, the Movie MASH in October or the Pro Holiday Traditions in December. And then we also, again, have those ongoing events at the Regional Arts Center with our visual arts. So I know we're really busy today, so I will type some stuff into the chat for follow-up questions, but just really appreciate the time to get the word out and remind you we're still here. We're moving forward, and we hope to have the community come out and have some fun together. Thank you.
Thank you, Lainey. And moving right along, I'd like to introduce Tony Tovar with Sana Benefits. And Sana Benefits is actually our sponsor for today's meeting. And this is another big deal, along with the Pinnacle Award is trying to just continue to advance our chapter. And Tony reached out to me and offered to sponsor our meeting today. So I'd like to turn the program over to Tony now. And Tony, you got the next 5 minutes. The floor is yours to promote Sana Benefits and make everybody aware of what y'all are and what y'all can do for everybody here.
Well, thank you so much, guys. Lainey, I'm going to reach you out to sponsor because I'm kind of interested. I would actually drive out to do the Pink Floyd because I'm a big Pink Floyd fan. Again, my name is Tony. I'm with Sana Benefits. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Before I share my screen, I have an HR survey in case you guys want to fill it out. Whoever fills it out, I'm going to add it as a raffle ticket. So I'm going to be awarding like 3 $50 Amazon gift cards by the end of the day. So I added right there the link. Oh, wait, I haven't added the link. I'll find the link for you guys. but that's the link for our main website. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Sorry, guys. There we go. I'm assuming everyone can see my screen. A thumbs up if you could see my screen. Thumbs up. Awesome. So again, my name is Tony. I am the head of community for Sign Up Benefits. Sign Up Benefits is just basically a health plan, very similar to Humana, Aetna, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Cigna, United Health Group. We are actually headquartered in Austin, Texas. Myself, I'm actually based in Fort Worth, Texas, so I'm not really not that far from you guys, to be honest with you. Sign Up Benefits is easy to use. If you're looking for something as a solution because your renewal rates went up, check us out. We're able to save like from 5 to 20% on premiums. The other thing is if you are working with a broker and the broker wants to work with us, please have them go to our website, which is www.signupbenefits.com. The thing about us that makes us a little bit different is that we actually, when we give you your rates, those are your rates. We're our underwriter, and we do the underwriting based on employees only. We work directly with you. There's no middleman. One thing I do want to point out, I used to work for Humana. One thing that was a big pet peeve for our Humana members is that when they call the Humana health plan, they would be like on hold for more than 5 minutes, and they had to like press 1 for claims, plus 2 for providers. With us, you're able to chat. You also get a real live person right away. We negotiate all claims. We do reference-based pricing, so that really helps with lowering down the cost. On top of that, we make enrollment super easy. We don't do personal health questionnaires. So that's another beautiful part about us because we're very tech-enabled. You're able to check your benefits and claim status and more. You're able to reconcile invoices and view and approve. We have a variety of different telehealth options for you guys to offer to your employees. So a good example, we have Maven Clinic, which is a telehealth for OBGYN. We also have PlushCare, which is a very good virtual primary care telehealth option. And we also have Ginger, which is good for mental health. And those are already baked into your premium rates. We don't, charge extra for that. So one thing I do want to point out, there are some health plans out there that they're not offering telehealth options. So if you're looking for a health plan that offers a variety of different virtual platforms for you and your employees, please let us know. Also, we give you access to Think HR, is a live HR advisors, compliance training videos. It comes with the health plan as well. Again, if you have a broker, have them reach us out. If you're a HR leader that buys your health plans directly, we could do that as well. My name is Tony. I'll go ahead and give you guys my contact information, my LinkedIn, and that's pretty much what I have. And I want to say thank you so much, guys, for having us. And I hope I get to hear you guys, and I hope I get to see you in person next year or whenever this is over. James, you're on mute, I believe.
Thank you, Tony. I appreciate that. Sorry about that.
No worries. I'll drop in the link in case you guys want to do the HR survey. Please feel free to do it if you want to.
Sure, and I want to make everybody aware, you can find a link to Sign Up Benefits on our homepage at tristateshrm.org. You can click this image here, click this video overview of Sign Up Benefits. In case maybe you need to show it with your CEO or whoever you need to kind of check with regarding your benefits package and those types of options. So please check them out. They've been very generous with us to sponsor our meeting today. And there will also be some information in the email after this meeting whenever we do the survey to kind of provide you some information on Sign Up Benefits, a link. So there'll be plenty of ways for you to access their website after the meeting. So please check them out. Thank you, Tony. Appreciate it. Without any further ado, we'll move on to our main presenter today. That's Mr. Rob Sitterly. And Rob's got a long and definitely illustrious resume here. He's done a lot of great things, a lot of different places. Just to kind of sum it up, though, Rob is the president and CEO of Artex Ready, and that's Regional Economic Development, Inc. And Ready is the marketing engine and single point of contact for companies looking to locate and grow in Northeast Texas and Southwest Arkansas. So in case you have been living under a rock the last couple of years, you may not have noticed or known about Artex Ready, but I'm sure you have if you've been around this area like I said, the last couple of years, because they've certainly been out. They've been trying to make progress to bring new business and development to this area, which is all good for all of us. So without any further ado, I'll turn it over to Rob Sitterly for the remainder of the presentation, and I'll let you take it from there, Rob.
Thank you, JW. I appreciate it, and thank you all for your time this afternoon. I really appreciate it. It's as JW mentioned, Artex Ready has been around for over 2 years now, maybe 2.5. My wife and I have been here for 19 months at this point, and really love the community. Think there are a lot of cool, unique things to do here, and have been welcomed like no other place we'd ever been. I'll start by sharing my screen, and I want to just kind of work through a little bit of a slide deck that I prepared for today's presentation. So JW mentioned we are a Regional Economic Development Group. I truly believe that we are united for a unique advantage, being in both the state of Texas and Arkansas. Very thankful that we've got great relationships in both states with their leadership, from the governors on down to the Secretary of Commerce in both states. And we are, as I say here on this, a proud region of American builders. Here's a slide that just basically talks about what our mission is. And in a nutshell, a very quick summary, it is to bring new business here to Texarkana. There has been a relative stagnant population growth or lack thereof over the last 20 years. And quite frankly, that has to do with, people aren't moving in because there aren't opportunities here in terms of new business. We've got some incredible businesses that are here that already exist, that do great things and employ thousands and thousands of folks, and then ultimately create what is our target industries, what we specialize in. But our mission is to go out, promote the area, talk about all the incredible, fantastic things we have here to sell, and then try to court those businesses that are looking to make a location decision and maybe a change from where they are. Economic development is a tricky kind of animal. I come from two school teachers. My mom and dad were both high school teachers. And if you ask them today what I truly do for a living, they probably couldn't tell you. I worked for two governors in Florida. They would say that I worked for governors and that I had to do with business. But economic development is something that every community in the country has some form of it within their region or their city. Sometimes it's done by the Chamber of Commerce. More times it's done by a private or public economic development group, specifically an EDC, an SIDC, all those things you've heard probably in the past. And sometimes it's done by a regional economic development group. And, here we've got a unique situation where we've got a state line that divides our city down the middle. And it made more sense, in my opinion, to do a regional approach. And so what is it in a really easy kind of definition? It's the last bullet. It's the activity that brings outside money into our economy. And so, I recently just helped the city of Texarkana try to lure a new grocery store here. That typically isn't economic development, but it is something that I recognize that we're in a little bit of a food desert. There aren't a ton of options. And so we roll up our sleeves and try to help the city do it. Now, that's not truly bringing outside money in, because it's ultimately going to serve the local region, the local neighborhood. You know, folks from this area are gonna go and shop there. So true economic development is, if I'm dreaming, it's a car plant. It's bringing a car plant in here where those cars are going to be manufactured and shipped out and sold outside of our region. And so that's what true economic development is. I mentioned this earlier, target industries. So target industries are the businesses that any state or municipality or local community looks to attract. And so this is just a small sampling of what's on the Arkansas website for what projects that they're trying to attract, what industries that they go after on a regular basis. Now, not every city can play in all of these. You know, you look at some of your larger cities in the country, from New York to LA, they're not going to be able to play in some of these. Manufacturing, you know, typically needs a couple hundred acres. So immediately they're kind of out of those industries. So you've got to really examine what your community is really good at, what ultimately built the community, and what you continue to be kind of a leader in. And so for us, for the Texarkana region, it's these 4 areas. Manufacturing, for sure. You know, from Cooper Tire to Leadwell, we've got some really incredible manufacturing companies. Logistics, transportation, distribution. Just given where we're located in the country, it makes sense that we're a player in this. FedEx just recently did a brand new freight mobility center on the Arkansas side. Medical services. You know, we've got 2 great hospitals here, from Christus to Wadley, that do some really cutting edge science and serve a large region outside of our boundary. And then ultimately defense. You know, we've got the Red River Army Depot that has been kind of a legacy business here in our region that really helped teach people how to build things, work ethic, and it's today Tex America Center, with all the projects they have out there, from Lockheed Martin to Northrop Grumman, household names that not a lot of people know exist, but defense is extremely strong in this region. Some decision drivers, why a business or a company executive or a site selector. A site selector, those folks that are hired by Fortune 1000 companies to go out and find the next best place for them to grow. Or if they're in a high state or high tax state like Illinois or New York or California, they're hired by them to say, okay, we want to maybe relocate to a place that's far more favorable, more cost effective. And so site selection, these are the decisions that they have to look at. You know, they look at where you're located, obviously, and more important than anything is, do you have a workforce that we can tap into? Is it skilled, unskilled, semi-skilled? You need all 3. And then favorable business costs. Does it make sense? Are taxes lower there? Is the burden on permits and those sort of things in that community? Real estate options. Do you have land to actually make the move? And then ultimately, from the state on down, is there government and community support for a project? Will they partner with you and provide some money to help offset some of those costs that a move would take? Some of our regional advantages, you know, our workforce is, as I said, we've got all 3, from unskilled, semi-skilled, to skilled workers, a really diverse group, and the numbers are significantly larger than people think when they think of Texarkana. It's one of the things when I'm talking to corporate executives or site selectors, they're impressed that, you know, we have 1 million people that live within 75 miles of our MSA, a quarter of a million that work within 50 miles. And so, you know, it's one of those things, you obviously need to have folks when you're out attracting and trying to bring in new business. And we can easily sell that we have a really strong workforce available too as well. I talk about this all the time. you know, that we are very blessed that our region, built by the railroads 100+ years ago, continue to look at infrastructure as a real need. And so our road and rail, road from interstates to U.S. highways, pretty impressive. A lot of communities would kill to have a highway, forget an interstate, but a highway run through their community. We are extremely lucky that we have plenty of interstates and highways that serve our region. As I said, again, rail, and an airport that at this point I think is somewhat underutilized. And I think that we've got some really good options that we're working on with businesses looking at the airport that could build that out even quicker than what we're looking at for a new terminal. Regional advantages, again, just location. Within 8 major cities, within 300 miles, we're just strategically located that we can reach customers and consumers and delivery within a day, East Coast and West Coast. So really, really great benefit to be on the Central Time Zone. And without a doubt, in my opinion, probably the strongest advantage that we have in our community is this: our institutions of higher learning. I'd be remiss to say that we don't have great high schools, because we do. We have some great K through 12 schools, but our institutions of higher learning are what basically will create the next pipeline for a business looking to locate where are you going to get your employees from. Well, here's your pipeline from Texas A&M to U of A to Texarkana College, and even a medical school at U of A. You know, businesses will always ask, where can we go and get our employees trained? Thankfully, those three, A&M, U of A, and TC, have programs and curriculum that they will change for those needs for a business. You don't get that in a lot of communities. You know, coming from Florida, you had some institutions that have been around 150 years, and they said, this is what we train, this is what we teach, and we're going to stick to that. That's what's made us successful. Thankfully, we've got some really progressive leaders at all these institutions that get that a business needs that to change. I'm preaching to the choir. I know you all in human resources understand this, but a real huge asset that we have to sell in our region. I have a slide here that just basically, again, talks about both states. Super on board. You know, when Ready was kicked off, long before I was ever selected for this position, we had both governors here in town to make the announcement that there was a new regional economic development group focused on bringing new business here to both states. And both governors have been super supportive of our group and routinely check in on us. Arkansas, by the numbers, just a kind of a cool slide that, you know, not a lot of folks maybe are familiar with. Arkansas is ranked #1 in the country for cost of doing business. I mean, that's a great statistic to be. They are the lowest cost option available. Ranked 16 in the nation, top states for doing business. And obviously agriculture and food processing is a big draw for them. Texas is its own country, all on its own. If it was its own country, it'd have the 10th largest economy in the world. It's always ranked among the top states to do business every single year by different magazines and different articles. Just a juggernaut of a state to be attached to. So Ready really does two things. You know, one is we market this region. We talk about all the incredible things that we have here, from the infrastructure, road, rail, air, to our institutions of higher learning, to our governments that are pro-business. And so we talk about it all the time, from a new website and posts that we do there regularly, to actual developing some collateral material on our institutions of higher learning, and even some promotional videos here. I'm hoping, and I'll try to play this, and I hope that it comes through. If it doesn't, let me know. Give me a thumbs down. and I would urge you all to check out Artex Ready's YouTube page. But what we did was we went out and we hired a group to do 2 commercials. One to talk about Texarkana College and the fact that we have this thing called Advanced School of Manufacturing. Basically, they'll train folks in robotics, CNC machinery, electronics, even things from welding, plumbing, sewer, and construction. And so to have a school of advanced manufacturing in a community our size is a pretty impressive thing. And I wanted people to know. So I developed this commercial so people could see it. I've sent it out to over 100 folks that are in site selection and over 100 more that are corporate executives in companies that always make decisions on moving firms. So let me try to play it for you. And hopefully if you can't hear it, give me a thumbs down and I'll just point you in the direction to check it out on YouTube.
Yeah, the sound's not coming through on my end, Rob.
The video is great, just can't hear anything.
Oh, okay. Well, then I would suggest that you all again go to YouTube. It's they are on YouTube under Artex, AR-TX Ready. The second video is what we've entitled 2 Universities, 1 City. And so a little known fact about our community, we're the only community in the country that can call 2 public university systems home. And so what makes up a public university system? There are about 550 schools in that public university system. And because of our unique, slice down the state line, we've got U of A and A&M here. And so another cool kind of video that please check it out, like it on YouTube. Marketing the region through social media. We are on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And we routinely post there, again, interesting stories that talk about a region, things that we can sell and promote. And I would ask, hold on, I'll come back to that in a minute. I mentioned this before, some collateral material that we put together. So we've got a market brief that is a pretty high level as to what's available here. It's a snapshot of our website. We've got the ready card that you see in the bottom left-hand corner. That's called the ambassador card. That is for folks that are out there that are talking to businesses that may not be in our region. I always tell anyone that'll listen that you all as folks that live here, raise families here, you are our greatest ambassador. You can tell the story as to why it makes sense for a company to come here and grow here, expand here. So back to our social media. As I mentioned, we are on all 4 platforms. That is our handle at Artex Ready. Simply, if you want to take your phone out and scan this little QR code, that'll bring you immediately to our page that has all of those, and you can sign up to follow us on those platforms. Looking to get more and more folks engaged and spread the word as to who we are. The last piece of what Ready is really focused on is one thing, obviously marketing and getting the word out. talking about what we have to sell. But the other piece is we needed land. We needed an actual asset that we had control of, that we could go out and promote. And so we, during the height of COVID, closed on 850 acres right on Interstate 30, 600 acres north of 30, 250 acres south. And we call it the Ready East Texas Logistics Center. We're about to close on almost 1,500 acres in Miller County on the Arkansas side, that will be for more heavy industrial, more heavy manufacturing. This is light industrial, logistics, distribution, warehousing. So they won't compete against each other. But again, it'll give us that asset that we have in hand that we can go out and ultimately give to a company, subdivide multiple times in the case of our East Texas Logistics Center, split it up and give it to companies that are looking to make the move. I'll kind of pause there. This QR code is my contact information. I am always just a phone call away. Love hearing from folks in the community. Can't think of better folks to kind of pick your brains than those in human resources, HR. So if you ever need to reach out to me, call me. I'll get back to you. If I'm on the phone, I'll call you right back when I get off. But I'll just kind of stop at that point and take some questions if there are any from the group.
Rob, what's been the big challenge in trying to acquire land? I mean, because, from an outsider's point of view, it looks like we have plenty of land around. So what's been the challenge in trying to obtain that land?
Yeah, great question, JW. Two important challenges have been, one is that we are blessed and cursed by the Red River. And so most of our property here is very low lying, and it's all within a floodplain. It's tough to find land that is not within a floodplain. And then the second part of that is, people here really love buying property and they don't like selling it a whole lot. And so I've realized rather quickly, that even though you look out your window and you happen to see plenty of green space out there, not a whole lot of it is for sale, and even less is not within a floodplain.
And then for all of those land lovers and tree lovers, do y'all have any kind of covenant or something to that effect that, you can't just go in and clear cut every single tree on the land that you do own, or any stipulation?
Yeah, so we're trying to, the property here on the Bowie County side in Texas is former timberland. It's owned by the same family for over 100 years, and it was harvested timber. And then so they had a pretty interesting plan where, you would harvest the section and then replant and let it grow. And so, we kind of saw, let's try to keep it within the timber family to some degree. And so we sent out a proposal to over 24 companies on the West Coast that are in what's called cross-laminated timber. They basically make the next beam that is stronger, more fire resistant than actual steel. And it is a renewable source. So it comes from wood. It's just compressed multiple times. And then it's one of those things that if we're able to land a cross-laminated timber company, it will help all those timber companies that are within our region already. So right down the road from our site, we've got West Fraser. West Fraser makes 2x6s. 2x6 is an actual product that would be used in cross-laminated timber. And so we see a perfect fit that they would be able to supply some of their timber right to this new company we're looking to attract. And so, the circle of life, we want to make sure that we're attracting businesses that aren't competing with stuff that's already here, and maybe using the land in a similar way that's been used for over 100 years.
Great. Thanks, Rob.
Rob, I have a question.
Hi, Robin.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thanks.
Well, congratulations on all the work that has been put into acquiring the land. And I was just kind of wondering what's a realistic timeline for attracting, sealing the deal, building, hiring
Yeah.
people and actually
Another
being
great
the fruits of the
question.
labor?
Yeah, so timeline typically is from the day you sign a deal with a business, anywhere between 12 and 18 months, where they would have their doors open and people would be employed. Working a project right now, I think that timeline is going to be a little less than that, a little more condensed. We'll have a handshake on the deal hopefully this month, and then we'll have something in place in anywhere between 9 and 12 months. So, I think, if we're looking on the Arkansas side, which I'd mentioned, more heavy manufacturing, if we're really dreaming big, and I have some contacts within the car industry, and had a car manufacturer kind of interested in our region prior to COVID. Things have changed a little bit, but I think a car plant is going to be a little bit longer lead time just because of the size of facility that needs to be built. So, you're looking there anywhere between 24 and 36 months.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other thoughts or questions for Rob?
Just
Had a
to
question.
piggyback off that, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Robin.
Well, I just wondered about how many people you would anticipate those two businesses, manufacturing organizations employing in our area.
So the deal that I'm currently working right now that hopefully we'll have a handshake on this month, anywhere between 500 and 750 employees. A car plant would be roughly 2,000 and up.
Wow, that's great.
Rob, I know you mentioned grocery stores. Y'all are we need more grocery stores. Can you tell us what area maybe anyone's looking at right now for grocery stores?
So the business that we were speaking to out of the Midwest was looking here in the mall area of Bowie County. So right over by the former, I guess, current mall. They were looking in that area.
I'm just going to throw this out here for you, but Nash would love to have a grocery store.
And Doug Bowers will be extremely happy you said that. I'll let Doug know.
Oh, he's my boss. Yes.
Oh, right.
Yeah, she's trying to get a raise over there, Maybe
I'm trying to get a grocery store that's got.
I'm sorry for you, Jennifer, but Doug is a good man. He is.
Yes, he is.
And we'd all love an HEB.
Yes, or some fresh foods. Yes.
Yeah. No, and so I wrote an actual letter to the CEO of HEB and struck up a conversation with him. We're trying. I mean, we see the need in it for sure, and that would be a huge win for our community. Again, not typically economic development. I didn't ever do that in Florida or New York prior, but it serves a need for us, and so we're going to keep kind of pounding the pavement until we get somebody else to maybe offer some additional choices to what we have here today.
That's great, Rob. And I think it's important just because, a lot of times you hear just people talking within the community and you hear a lot of, we got plenty of restaurants, we got plenty of these jobs that, for the most part pay minimum wage. And I think it's important for you to get to come speak to all of us today and just make people aware that there are people out there working to bring in the industry, because we all know that's what we need to sustain this area for the next generation to come. And we just appreciate, the work that Artex Ready is putting forth, because, like I told you before this meeting, we've got HR people in here, we've got small business owners, we've got educators that are a part of this chapter, and every single one of us would benefit from every opportunity that you're going to bring. Whether it's on the Arkansas side, the Texas side, it doesn't matter, because people are going to come here and shop. They're going to come here and buy products, and and we just appreciate everything y'all are doing for the region.
Appreciate that, JW. Yeah, thank you. And again, if anyone ever has any additional questions or follow up, please feel free to give me a call at any time.
Great, thank you, Rob. Well, if nobody else has any more questions for Mr. Sitterly, I just want to mention one more time before we break. And again, you'll get an email with all this later today, but we are taking nominations for the 2021 Board of Directors positions. So you'll be getting an email for those or that later today. If you're interested, I encourage you to put your name down for one of those positions. This chapter is only going to be able to sustain itself if people continue to try and get involved with it and take those leadership roles. And I know several of our members of the board have been on the board for who knows how long, because people don't step up and try to take those positions. So you're not going to hurt anybody's feelings if you nominate yourself for a position and you win. That's what we want you to do. Okay. We want a succession plan, so to speak. And so if you're interested, please put your name down. We'll put you on the ballot and we'll let the membership decide who they want to lead those positions that I mentioned. Again, those positions are the president position, president-elect, vice president of membership, treasurer, secretary, and at-large position, that's a 3-year term, and vice president of marketing. And lastly, the 3 positions that nobody has so far said they're interested in is the president-elect position that's vacant. There's no incumbent. The at-large position is currently vacant, and the vice president of marketing is currently vacant. So if you put your name down for one of those, you're going to be on the board, okay? The other positions, there are others interested, so there would be a vote on those. But please put your name down. I encourage you to do so. Again, just like to thank all of our chapter members for your work in helping us achieve the Pinnacle Award that we were presented. And lastly, I'd like to thank Tony Tovar for sponsoring today's meeting with Sana Benefits. Again, go to our website, check out the link to Sana Benefits website and the informational video. And I just encourage you to at least consider them. It never hurts to shop around and make sure that you're getting the best deal for your company, because we all know how the insurance business changes so much from year to year. So nobody else has anything. Tony, any final comments before we wrap up from you?
I hope you guys have me again, and it's been a pleasure, and can't wait to see you guys.
Thank you.
Hopefully in the near future, in person, not via Zoom, but thank you guys. Again, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Laney, for making us aware of the programs coming up from track. And just thank you, Rob, for taking the time out of your day. Rob's got 3 presentations today, so he's a busy guy, and I just really appreciate you taking the time to spend with us today. Thank you, Rob. All right. Well, I hope everybody has a good rest of your day, and we'll end the meeting. Talk to y'all soon.